The NFL is on EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started, and we are underway from Santa Clara. That's fielded in the end zone.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go. 180. 2, 6. Stay hot. Stay hot.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
11.
On second down, a run with Breida.
Second and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. And this one complete to Levine Toilolo. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 35. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On first down, here's Breida. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
And some space here. And across the chalk into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Tevin Coleman, 30 yards. And the 49ers drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Gold with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Seahawks take over first down and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now the former Notre Damer, this is C.J. Prosise. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Wilson now off the bootleg. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
It's a gain of 20.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. They go play action now. Wilson into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kwan Williams. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Garoppolo now. He rifles one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
He'll have a first down inside the 10. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. From a yard out as his guys are on the board here. And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. There he goes left side. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
We got this.
At their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Garoppolo gives to Breida. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move lateral.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Michael Kendricks. His 2nd sack of the night. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And the pressure gets to him again. Bobby Wagner, the former 2nd-rounder out of Utah State with a sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now Wilson on first down. It's caught. Lockett. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead. And he takes off with it. It's a fake. And the fake attempt here not going to work. Got a little yardage, but not enough to get to the goal line. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
So they had to run for no gain. Now they'll try again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Kendricks in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Going quickly out wide to Moore. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
The defense is doing their best, but they're struggling right now. They'll look for some help from their own offense to keep them in the game.
Myers connects on the PAT. And it's now 21-7. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
Here we go. Mike 20. Mike 49. Let's put him on the buses.
Now on 2nd and 13. Garoppolo on the screen. This is Coleman. And so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A huge play there on the screen pass. 61 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
21. Lock.
They'll try to run with Breida, and he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys are back within a single score. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides of this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, but now it's 3rd down.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Play action. Now Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. It's a big play there for Seattle. 47 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smarter play is just to run out the clock.
And he's into the clear. The 30. 10. 5. Touchdown. 49ers. Marquise Goodwin as the first half is winding down, as his guys are back within a single score. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
There's Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
And the Seahawks. First down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From midfield now, here's Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. To throw again is Wilson. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on first and 10. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Now it's Wilson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
It's second down.
After the sack on first down, Wilson, and that'll be incomplete. David Moore, the intended target, and it's third down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they got a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily, fell incomplete. Third and long, it's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Jason Verrett. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll start on the ground with Breida, and they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. A loss of 2 there, second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but still essence of the running game.
And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. Well, that second down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with third and long. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Looking to throw on second down. Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's got this down to the 35. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. This one into the hands of Metcalf. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Wilson will throw again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Throwing again here, Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Will Dissly there to make the grab. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. 20. There he goes right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. C.J. Pro-size. 42 yards. And all he takes off with it, it's a fake. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure, because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right, tight right. 3 down. 11. Man.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. A big play there for the Niners. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now a pass dumped off to his running back. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And it'll be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. Here's Wilson. This complete to Lockett. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks. He's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. He got 29 yards that time. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. And the incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Alert. Check Mike 54. 19. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. You better be ready.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. David Moore, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Seahawk, and he takes off with it. It's a fake. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards. They've got this big lead. They said, forget 1, we want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable they didn't even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bobby Wagner able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Throwing on 2nd and long. Garoppolo under pressure again, and down he goes again. Bobby Wagner bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. That last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. And now here is another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
They go play action here on 1st down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett there to make the grab. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead will swell by 1 more. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if it... And my goodness, another interception. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Touchdown, baby.
Now the Seahawks will bring the offense back onto the field, and they'll go for two.
I'll go special. You got tape. You got him. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. This is caught. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin with his second touchdown of the night. And the 49ers able to get this back to some measure of respectability. Gold with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. That's always puzzled me a little bit.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. The 20, and now off to the races down the right side. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. David Moore. 49 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. So now a 2-point conversion attempt coming for Wilson and the Seahawks. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. That's caught. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
Let's go. 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting.
And now here is another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now Myers for the extra point. And oh, he takes off with it. It's a fake. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Kendricks. Make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. Another try after the first down sack. Garoppolo. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. The Niners on third down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Now Garoppolo. He finds Coleman. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. No reason not to try it there. And they do indeed convert on 4th. To throw is Garoppolo. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack. To try again after the sack. Garoppolo. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And give him now 4 interceptions in this game. That's only the 3rd time this has been done since the year 2000.
I think that tells you how much better teams have gotten at throwing the football. Because if you go all the way back to 1960, 12 times before that, there have been guys who've gotten 4 interceptions or more in a game. I mean, most recently, since 2000, Delta O'Neal and D'Angelo Hall.
Right there. 56.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Quick. Crunch. Watch out. Gun. Mike's 50.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
First down, Seattle.
Let's go.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. They go quickly here out to Moore. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Green 80. 56. And let's get this. Got it. 14. Jam.
From the 39, Wilson. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Kwan Williams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Here we go. Let's go.
First and 10 at their own
21. Here we go.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Garoppolo now. That's going to be caught by Samuel. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's going to let it fly. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin, but it's going to be 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. Now a desperation throw. And that's caught inside the 30. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Garoppolo again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Kendricks. My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.